Welcome to Standard Voice News Channel. I am Samira Ibrahim. Here are your top stories for today. A staff of Zamfara State Road Traffic Agency, Zaruta, has been honored after being humiliated by the agency's commandant. Governor Aminu alleged that 99% of bandits terrorizing Katsina are from Zamfara State. President Muhammadu Buhari meets Boatai, Adamu, other service chiefs. On business, prices of foodstuffs soar in Kano, Katsina, Sokoto and Kebbi states. And on the international scene, US President-elect Biden names more top White House positions. Now the news in details. A personnel of the Zamfara State Road Traffic Agency, Zaruta, was on Tuesday honored after being humiliated by the agency's commandant. The personnel, Mahmoud Hamza Svtv, was found using a mobile ringtone with a praise song of the former Zamfara State Governor Alhaji Abdulaziz Yari Abubakar, an act that led to his outright dismissal from the service of the agency. For more details on the story, Rahma Ibrahim Dusara reports.
mu dan yan zaro mu mutum da muka bi amma don mu yabbata
ai wallahi tallahi ina jin tanaranci da Allah muna raba gari da kai ina
yan daudun zaka tsaya duk uban da dan daudun ba
wallahi ni tun da na fara siyasa wallahi PDP ne
kuma ta da mutum to mi asha'awa ka ne ka tsarin gidan
ba ta bace wallahi
to dan mi ba ka shege
kaddara ce
wa da ita to ta ci
Allah ya taimake ka ai ba ga goshi aka rubuta ba
ba to bace wallahi
ko tawace ko tawace.
Responding to the action of the state Zaruta commander, a former commissioner in the former Governor Yari's cabinet, Mukhtar Muhammad Lugga ordered the immediate employment of the dismissed officer in his private company as Chief Security Officer on grade level 10. The former commissioner, represented at the event by his political ally Abdullahi Baba Gusau, also gave a brand new motorcycle to the humiliated officer with a brand new handset. Alhaji Mukhtar Lugga, who advised politicians in the state to eschew politics of unhealthy rivalries and humiliation of opposition, also advised Governor Bello Muhammad to put control to some of the public office holders who are in the habit of using excessive force and gross violation of human rights. He said supporters are invited into structures and political parties through extending gestures and making the grassroots feel loved and accommodated.
Mai girma Honorable Commissioner wanda ya gabata na waccan gwamnati Alhaji Mukhtar Muhammad Lugga shine saboda tausayawa shi.
The former commissioner, His Honorable Mukhtar Mohamed Lugga, because of his piety and concern for the welfare of the people and justice for all, decided to compensate Malam Mahmoud Safi and awarded 10,000 naira to whomsoever brought him the aggrieved person to him. He also directed that Malam Mahmoud should be given an upper appointment in his security outfit, a brand new motorcycle and a handset. In the first instance, Honorable Lugga wanted to conduct this affair privately, and so he ordered that I shall meet Malam Mahmouda at the bypass and give him the motorcycle and the handset. But people persuaded him that the matter should be made public in order to serve as a lesson to the people.
Responding to the gesture, the beneficiary Malam Mahmouda Hamza Afi thanked the former commissioner and promised to make use of the opportunity given to him to help his family and other members of the society in need of his help.
Shi shugabanmu Aliyu Alhazai ni a matsayina na dan Zarota.
We went to meet our commandant when he was coming back from a journey, and our commandant Aliyu Alhazai had my phone ring, and my incoming call ringtone was a praise song of former Governor Abdulaziz Yari. So he called me and told me that he has dismissed me from the agency and that Abdulaziz Yari should find employment for me. And then I told him I pray that Allah will turn this into the best thing offered for me. Today I find myself in a very happy situation. May God bless my benefactor and bestow countless favors on him.
ma'ana ina tare da farin ciki.
A traditional title holder of Svtv Emirates, Alhaji Lumu Svtv, who spoke on behalf of the associates of the beneficiary, expressed his joy and happiness at the gesture and thanked the former governor for the concern he has shown over the humiliation meted to the Zarota staff in the state. He also urged other politicians in the state to emulate the gesture of the former commissioner. A video was made public over the weekend showing the state Zarota commandant Alhaji Aliyu Alhazai insulting the Zarota officer Mahmoud Hamza Svtv for using the ringtone with former Zamfara State Governor Abdulaziz Yari praise song, leading to his humiliation and dismissal from the agency. Rahma Ibrahim Dosa reporting for Standard Voice Television.
Zamfara State High Court has again adjourned the sitting of the case filed by the dethroned Emir of Maru, Alhaji Abubakar Chika Ibrahim, to December 8 this year. The presiding judge of the court, Justice Bello Shankafi, adjourned the case for ruling on the application filed by the applicant counsels seeking for the substitution of the Assistant Director of the State Security Service with the State's Director. The presiding judge, Justice Bello Shankafi, said the case has been adjourned to December 8 next month as a result of numerous cases pending before the court. Speaking after the court sitting, the counsel to the former Emir, Barrister Abubakar Aliyu Salisu, said they are waiting for the time to hear from the court. It could be recalled that the dethroned Emir of Maru, Alhaji Abubakar Chika Ibrahim, has filed a case to the Federal High Court in Gusau against the Inspector General of Police and 5 others for illegally arresting and detaining him in Government House Gusau for 11 months. The former Emir was also seeking for 6.5 billion naira as damages for breach of his fundamental human rights. Governor Aminu Bello Masari of Kano State has declared that 99% of bandits presently terrorizing Katsina are based in Zamfara State, saying urgent attention of relevant security agencies and key players must be drawn to address the situation. Governor Masari made the declaration while speaking with a journalist at his country home in Kafur, shortly after inspecting a land earmarked for an airstrip in Puntua, Kano State, by the Nigerian Air Force. The governor also noted that 3 major local government areas, namely Sabuwa, Dandumi and Faskari, sharing common boundaries with Zamfara, have now turned into an epicenter for banditry activities. For more details on this story, over now to our correspondent, Peter Phillips.
The governor further stated that the bandits usually kill, kidnap and rape innocent Katsina citizens before moving to their enclaves in adjoining forests of Zamfara State. The governor further insisted that the bandits usually kill, kidnap, rape innocent Katsina citizens before moving to their enclaves in adjoining forests of Zamfara State, adding that these bandits must be eliminated by security personnel before peace will be restored in Katsina State. He said the nefarious activities of bandits from Zamfara had truncated the efforts of his administration in restoring normalcy in the state. Governor Masari said the only place that they are having problem are Faskari, Sabuwa, and Dandume local governments, but all other local governments in the state, especially Jibia, Basari, Safana, Damusa, there is relative peace. He said every morning if you hear any case of rustling or kidnapping, it's mostly around Faskari, Sabuwa and Dandume, adding that they have been complaining to the military authority to take full control of Gurbi Gidan, Jajak, Auran and other areas of Zamfara State. Unless security is fully reinforced in these areas, being the danger zone where most of the bandits live and move freely, Katsina State cannot be secured without security in Zamfara State, because 99% of all attacks and kidnappings happening in Katsina were from Zamfara. Meanwhile, Masari has commended the Nigerian Air Force for their decision to site their airstrip in Funtua, saying it will go a long way in tackling this spate of banditry activities affecting economic lives in Dandume, Faskari and Sabuwa local government areas, including some parts of Zamfara, Kaduna and Niger State. That's the report. Peter Phillips, SVTV News, Gusau.
President of the Senate, Ahmad Lawal, at the weekend flagged up an expanded medical outreach for 2020 in his Yobe North Senatorial District. The flag-off event held at the General Hospital Gashua and Federal Medical Center Nguru, all in Yobe State. The free medical services include eye treatment and surgery, free gynecological check-up, free surgery for hernia, hydrocele, perineal tear, fibroid and uterine descent. The annual event, which is being sponsored by Senator Ahmad Ibrahim Lawal Foundation Medical Outreach, was started in 2018, with main focus initially on eye-related medical conditions, but it has now been expanded in scope of treatment and number of beneficiaries. National Population Commission has said Nigeria has no fewer than 3,215 under 5 related deaths from 2013 to 2018, adding that the northern part of Nigeria contributes over 80%. According to a text of the chairman of the commission, Nasir Kwara, which was delivered by the Federal Commissioner Abubakar Damboram, there must be a purposeful intervention and programs from all concerned. Alhaji Nasir Kwara said the data was generated by interviewing caregivers of the deceased children so as to obtain cause of death, noting that from the study, the government and stakeholders will understand that beyond the medical causes of under 5 deaths, there are socio-cultural factors that also affect neonatal, infant and child mortality in Nigeria. For more details on the story, Sumaya Dusara reports.
Alhaji Nasir revealed this on Tuesday during the Northeast Zonal Dissemination of 2019 Verbal and Social Autopsy in collaboration with Federal Ministry of Health, USAID, and coordinating implementation research to communicate and evidence. Alhaji Kora said the 2019 Versa edition was a follow-up to the 2018 Nigerian Demographic and Health Survey, from which one randomly selected that from 2013 to 2018 were sampled, and a total of 3,215 under 5 mortality cases were selected, out of which 31% neonates, while 69% are children spread across the country. The regional spread of the occurrence of death during the period under review were 614 deaths were in the southern part of the country, while 80% occurred in the north. The minors of under 5 mortality cannot be wished away. Indeed, there has to be purposeful intervention and programs from all concerned to reduce under 5 mortality in Nigeria. Sumaya Dosa reporting for SVTV News.
Governor Aminu Tambuwal of Kano State has called on the National Assembly to amend the laws establishing the Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC) and the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC). The governor made the call while commissioning the new office complex of the ICPC in Kano State. Governor Aminu Tambuwal said that the call became necessary in order to strengthen the process of petitioning by possibly bringing a novel idea of supporting every petition with an affidavit, photograph and signature of the petitioner. For more details on this story, over on to our correspondent, Fawzia Ibrahim.
He explained that amending the laws will save precious time of investigation, the police and all those who are involved in the fight against corruption, stressing that overall it will salvage the cause of law. The governor explained that wasting time on investigation petitions are anonymous with no substance will be difficult to concentrate and face genuine case for corruption and fight against corruption more vigorously. He also recommended of receive and investigating a petition from members of the public and caution against receiving petition from anonymous individuals whose objectives are suspect. The governor commended the efforts of the federal government in establishment of the ICPC office and recommended the need for everybody to continue strengthening the institution. He appealed to ICPC management to continue to resist pressures from political leaders and avoid politicizing the fight against corruption. Governor Tambuwal, who commended the governor of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo for coming up with the idea of establishing ICPC in 2000, maintained that the fight against corruption is a collective responsibility, adding that all hands must be on deck to support the efforts of the federal government and indeed every agency of the federal government in the fight. Fawzia Ibrahim reporting for SVTV.
The President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, and the nation's security chiefs met at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. Relevant ministers also attended the National Security Council meeting. Security chiefs in attendance include the Chief of Defense Staff, General Gabriel Olanisankin, Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukul Yusuf Buratai, Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Ibok Ikwe Ibas, Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, Inspector General of Police Mohammed Adamu, Director General of the National Intelligence Agency Ahmed Rufai Abubakar, and the Director General of the Directorate of State Services Yusuf Bichi. For more details on this story, Shehu Magaji reports.
The Minister of Police Affairs Muhammad Dingyadi disclosed this to State House correspondents at the end of a meeting that the President promised more support for nation's security agencies to maintain peace. The Minister said in his concluding remarks, the President thanked members for the efforts they are making in maintaining peace and assured them that he will do whatever it takes to support security agencies in providing peace in the country. The President assured Nigerians that he will do whatever it takes to ensure that a repeat of NSAS protest does not occur in Nigeria again. President Muhammadu Buhari reassured that all stakeholders will be involved in the process of maintaining peace in the country, particularly the youth, community leaders, traditional rulers, politicians, public servants, religious leaders, among others. The federal government will continue to maintain its bureaucratic, humane and just posture in handling security matters in the country. Shehu Magaji reporting for SBTV News.
The Ekiti State Governor, Mr. Kayode Fayemi, has stressed the need for stakeholders to invest in information and communications technology, ICT. Governor Fayemi spoke during a visit to the Jibmo ICT Hub and Center of Excellence, Ikun Ekiti, in Moba local government area of the state. This was contained in a statement signed by the Director General of the Directorate of ICT in Ekiti State, Dr. Hakim Bakari. Dr. Hakim Bakari, who represented the governor, said the state had approved the expansion of the dedicated power line to the ICT hub. He said investment in critical ICT infrastructure for skills acquisition will be the catalyst for the development of turnkey solutions that will drive rapid growth for the Nigerian economy and the world at large. The International Organization for Migration has pledged its support for the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development in decongesting the various IDP camps in the country. The Director, International Organization for Migration, Mr. Jeffrey, said this when he paid a courtesy visit to the Minister Sadia Umar Faruk on Tuesday in Abuja. Mr. Jeffrey, who commended the ministry for its intervention in reaching out to internally displaced persons in Nigeria, stated that the International Organization for Migration's global responsibility is to support in camp coordination and camp management responsibilities across the country. The director said they recognize the great energy the ministry brought and the challenges in assisting people at different locations in the country. Mr. Jeffries said they have a good team and hoped they could work together, adding that their priority is to visit the affected camps in the northeast and see what the activities entails. In her response, the minister thanked the director for his visit to Nigeria despite the pandemic. Hajiya Sadia Umar Faruk stated that in delivering all aspects of the ministry's mandate, which include developing humanitarian policies and providing effective coordination of national and international humanitarian interventions and ensuring strategic disaster mitigation, as well as entrenching better management of migration in Nigeria, the International Organization for Migration plays a strategic role. She acknowledged the efforts and contribution of International Organization for Migration in delivering humanitarian response in Northeast. Governor Nelson Wike of Rivers State has said his Ebonyi counterpart, David Umahi's desire to be All Progressives Congress APC's presidential candidate was why he dumped People's Democratic Party PDP. Governor Wike said Umahi's allegation that there was injustice in Southeast PDP was not true, other than that committed members of PDP were not surprised that Governor Umahi on Tuesday formally defected to APC, which he has for a while been fraternizing with. Governor Wike said ordinarily he would not have been perturbed by Umahi's decision to defect to the APC, but he felt offended by his attempt to justify his decision on the purported injustice meted on the Southeast by the PDP. In a statement by Kelvin Eberi, his special assistant media on Tuesday, Wike accused Umahi of being unfair to PDP, which gave him governorship ticket in 2015 against all odds, and he repeated the same feat in 2019. Niger State government commiserated with the families of 4 passengers who lost their lives in a ghastly motor accident along Jiba-Ilori Road on Monday. The Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Alhaji Muhammad Sani Idris, who issued the condolence message on behalf of the government, expressed shock over the unfortunate loss of lives in the state-owned bus of 4 persons, saying the government received with shock and dismay the news of the ghastly accident. He said the state government and the entire people of the state join other sympathizers in commiserating with the families of the deceased persons over the tragic loss and pray that the Almighty God in His infinite mercy will grant their souls pardon and eternal rest. On business, over to Musa Joy.
Welcome to Business Desk. A market survey reveals that notwithstanding the commencement of the harvest season, prices of foodstuffs have gone up about 40 to 60% in Kano, Katsina, Sokoto, and Kebbi State. However, in Katsina and Kebbi State, prices of foodstuffs have slightly gone down. Traders, farmers, and other stakeholders in northern state also gave many reasons for the nationwide hike in price of onion, which has gone up by 200 to 300%. In Kano State, a standard measure known as mudu of red beans is now sold between 900 naira and 1000 naira, up from 750 naira in October, while white beans is sold for 800 naira and 950 naira from the previous prices of 600 naira and 700 naira. A bag of beans that was sold between 30,000 naira and 25,000 naira in October is now 37,000 naira. Similarly, a mudu of groundnuts which was sold for 800 naira is now 900 naira, while a bag is 35,000 naira, up from its former price of 35,500 naira. A mudu of imported rice is now 1,500 naira, up from the October price of 1,400 naira, while a 50 kg bag is now 25,000 naira from the previous price of 24,000 naira. The survey also revealed that a mudu of local rice, which was sold for 1,000 naira, is now 1,100 naira, while a 100 kg bag is now 36,000 naira, up from 34,500 naira. Similarly, a bag of millet is now 15,500 naira, up from 15,000 naira, while a bag of soya beans, which was sold for 15,000 naira, is now 16,000 naira. A bag of red maize is sold for 16,000 from the October price of 15,000 naira, while a bag of white maize is 15,000 naira from the old price of 14,000 naira. A bag of Guinea corn, which was sold for 24,000 naira, is now 25,000 naira. The increase in the prices of foodstuff in Kano State also affected condiment, noodles, and vegetables. A basket of tomato is now sold for 10,500 naira as against 7,500 naira in October, while price of a bag of pepper has increased 100% from 9,000 naira to 18,000 naira. Onion is the worst hit, with the price now up by 200%. And that's all on Standard Voice Business Update. I am Musa Joy Onyoza.
And on the international scene, President-elect Joe Biden has announced a raft of top White House staff positions, drawing from the senior ranks of his campaign and some of his closest confidants to fill out an increasingly diverse White House leadership team. Mr. Biden confirmed that former campaign manager John O'Malley Dillon will serve as a deputy chief of staff, while campaign co-chair Louisiana Representative Kedrick Richmond and campaign advisor Steve Ruchetti will play senior roles in the new administration. Richmond will leave his Louisiana congressional seat to fill the White House job. The president-elect also announced that Mike Donilon, a long-time confidant, will serve as a senior advisor. Dana Ramos, the campaign's current general counsel, will be counselor to the president. Julie Chavez, who was one of Biden's deputy campaign managers, will serve as director of the White House Office of Intergovernmental Affairs. And Annie Tomosini, who is currently Biden's traveling chief of staff, will serve as the director of Oval Office operations. Anthony Bernal will serve as a senior advisor to Jill Biden, after he was her chief of staff on the campaign, and Julissa Reynoso, a former Obama ambassador to Uruguay, as her chief of staff. The new hires represent an initial wave of what will ultimately be hundreds of new White House aides hired in the coming weeks as Biden builds out an administration to execute his government vision. The Democrat will be inaugurated January 28th. Late last week, Biden tapped former senior campaign advisor Ron Klain to serve as his chief of staff. The latest round reflects Biden's stated commitment to diversity in his staff. The team includes 4 people of color and 5 women. Mr. Biden said in a statement that America faces great challenges and they bring diverse perspectives and a shared commitment to tackling these challenges and emerging on the other side a stronger, more united nation. That has been the news from Standard Voice Television. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. A staff of Zamfara State Road Traffic Agency, Zarota, has been honored after being humiliated by the agency's commandant. Governor Aminu alleged that 99% of bandits terrorizing Katsina are from Zamfara State. President Muhammadu Buhari meets Boatai, Adamu, other service chiefs. On business, prices of foodstuffs soar in Kano, Katsina, Sokoto and Kebbi states. And on the international scene, US President-elect Biden names more top White House positions. That's the news. On behalf of the production crew, Head of News and Current Affairs Department, Ibrahim Garbatuna, I am Samira Ibrahim, wishing you a pleasant day. Keep watching Standard Voice Television News. Goodbye.